everybody and welcome back to week number 6 of my Bake Off Technical Challenges Bake Along. Now today I'm going to make Paul's s'mores from, I think, was it dessert? No, what was the week? Oh, Halloween. Oh, it was Halloween week, of course. Last week was dessert week. I wasn't here last week, so I didn't make a lemon meringue pie, but there is a recipe for a lemon meringue pie on my blog, which I will leave a link to under the video. But yeah, today we're making Paul's s'mores. This is what they're meant to look like. I actually was in the library the other day and I found the newest version of the Bake Off book from this year. So I took out the book. It's a bit strange having it before the end of the season, so I'm trying not to flick through it too much to not give anything away. But I've got Paul's recipe here, and yeah, we're going to make these s'mores, which is 2 layers of digestive biscuit, some dark chocolate ganache, and filled with a marshmallow. Now, again, as always, I think the Bake Off recipe is in a bit of an unusual order. So because the marshmallow needs to set for about an hour to an hour and a half, I am going to start with that. So to start the marshmallow, I have cracked 3 egg whites into this big bowl of my stand mixer. To this, I'm going to now add 3/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar, and then we're going to whisk our egg whites to stiff peaks. And whilst we're doing that, I'm going to just soak 4 leaves of gelatin in a bowl of cold water. And yeah, then I can make the sugar syrup. So next up, I am going to make the sugar syrup that needs to be poured into the meringue to make a nice marshmallow. So to make the sugar syrup, I need 125 grams of caster sugar, and then the recipe calls for 175 grams of corn syrup, which corn syrup I have found out is a very American thing to use, but you cannot actually buy it in the UK, or at least not in all the supermarkets and special shops that I tried. The closest alternative I could find online was that people said to use golden syrup, so I have that, so I'm going to use this. But I do think it's slightly annoying that there's no alternative given when the Great British Bake Off is essentially British, and yeah, I think they should be giving alternatives so that you can actually make it here in the UK. But yeah, anyway, we're going to add this to the thing, and then I will boil it until it reaches 110 degrees on a sugar thermometer. This is actually a really good sugar thermometer if you're looking to buy one. I can leave a link below, and it's not very expensive, so put that on your Christmas list. And yes, once it's reached 110 degrees, I will slowly pour the sugar syrup into my egg whites to make a nice marshmallow. And there we go, there's my marshmallow. I'm going to leave that now to set for about an hour to an hour and a half. Once the syrup was boiling, I just poured it into the meringue slowly down the sides. I was actually very happy that my marshmallow looked so white after the golden syrup thing looked very dark, and I wasn't sure if that would colour the marshmallow, but it's actually very nice and white and fluffy. So I added that, whisked it again, and then I chopped up the gelatin and dissolved that in the marshmallow as well, and then at the end flavoured it with some vanilla bean paste. So this is the one I use. Again, quite expensive, but if you use it sparingly, it's definitely a good thing to have. So next up is the biscuit dough. So again, Paul's recipe calls for some funky ingredient, which is wheat germ. Now, I did actually manage to find wheat germ, but it was like £4 or £5 for the pack, and you only need 2 tablespoons. So I just thought, you know, I'm gonna just make the biscuits without this. So in this, my bowl of my food processor, you could also like rub it together with your hands, but since I've got my mixer going and everything, I might as well. So I've got in here 170 grams of wholemeal flour, 110 grams of butter, 75 grams of light brown soft sugar, and a bit of baking powder and some salt. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to blitz this now, and then I'm going to gradually add a little bit of milk to bring it all together into one dough. And then I'll just wrap that up in cling film and chill it in the fridge for about 20 minutes before rolling it out. Okay, so while my biscuit dough is chilling in the fridge, I'm going to make the ganache. For that, I'm just going to pour this 100 ml of double cream into a pot, and in the meantime I'm going to chop up 100 grams of dark chocolate. Now I just wanted to show you, this is the chocolate I tend to use. It's from Lidl, it's Lidl's dark chocolate. It's about 52% cocoa, they say, but it's actually a really good intense dark chocolate, because a lot of the times when I buy dark chocolate that's only like 52-54% cocoa solids, it's not very chocolatey. This one is, plus it's very cheap from Lidl. So yes, I'm going to warm the cream until just below boiling point. In the meantime, I'm going to chop my chocolate into very small pieces, put it into a glass heat-proof bowl, and once the cream's hot, what you do is you pour the cream over the chocolate. I normally cover it with a lid and leave it to stand for about a minute, and then I can mix it, and then the chocolate will just melt into the cream really beautifully. And yeah, then I just have to leave that to set for about an hour, a bit longer, basically until everything else is ready, and then we can fill it into a piping bag to add to our biscuits later. But yeah, next up, chocolate ganache. Okay, so I've just got my biscuit dough out of the fridge. I'm now going to roll this out until about 3 millimeters thick. And then, so in the book, you might have seen from the picture, they use like a stamp to sort of create that pattern on the biscuit. And I think it looks really cool, but I obviously don't have one. But what I will try to do, I know it has like indents, so what I might try and do is like kind of maybe just create a pattern of my own on top of the biscuit. So I'm planning to roll it out and then use my dough scraper to kind of create like a zigzaggy pattern on top. I'll see if it works. If not, I might just roll it out and leave it like so. It almost looks like they've used one of those, what are they called? You know, is it a mallet? Those meat mallets that you use to like bash up tenderized meat, like a schnitzel or something. That's what it almost looks like they have. But anyway, I'm gonna roll these out, cut them out with, I have a 5cm round biscuit cutter, still using my cookie cutters from the Bake Off box last June, was it? And yes, I'm gonna roll out, cut out the biscuits, place them on baking trays lined with baking paper, and then I think I'll chill them before baking. But yeah, first of all, let's roll. Okay, so that was a lot of faff. I hope that you can actually see the pattern once they're out the fridge. I'm just gonna put these biscuits, typical Alina, like lifting them, and they all slip, of course. I'm going to put them in the fridge now for about 20 minutes to just firm up, and that way they will hopefully keep the pattern. And in the meantime, I will preheat the oven to, I think it's 170 degrees fan, and then I can bake the biscuits for about 15 to 20 minutes, it says. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do, and then all the components should be ready for assembly. Okay, so I've just put my biscuits in the oven. Whilst they're in and the oven's hot, I've actually decided to bake something else. The recipe for this is on my blog if you want to check it out, but I'm going to make a spiced pumpkin gut cake, as I call it. So many of you probably, as it's autumn, might be buying pumpkins either to haul out for Halloween or to make pumpkin soup. And there's always these like stringy bits in the middle, you know, that nobody uses and always bins. Well, good news for you, you don't have to bin these. So it's a bit tedious to remove all the seeds, but I remove all the seeds and then I make them into this really light, nice spiced pumpkin cake. I just chop up all these bits really finely, and it's a bit like, you know, a carrot cake. And yeah, these work just as well. It gives a really nice flavour. And yes, I'm making this loaf cake kind of at the same time since the oven's on anyway. But yeah, if you want to check that out on my blog, I will leave the link under the video for you to follow. Okay, so the biscuits are ready. This is what they look like, some of them. They actually have quite good definition, so I'm quite happy with them. I've also filled the ganache into a piping bag, and this here is my marshmallow, which is nicely set. In a second, I'll just remove this frame, because mine, you can just remove it and then I can hopefully just cut out from the baking paper. If you do use a 20 by 20 centimeter tin, which the original recipe said, then you just have to sort of use this remaining corn flour and icing sugar mixture to dust another piece of baking paper and turn it out onto there. But yeah, I'm going to just use this to dip my cutter in and hopefully cut out rounds without it being too much of a mess. I hope it works with a plastic cutter. I think a metal one would have been better, but let's see. Anyway, what I'm going to do is now I'm going to pipe chocolate on the underside of each of these biscuits, then cut out the marshmallow and put it together. And then we'll get to the very exciting part, which is using the blowtorch. And yes, I have one. I got it for Christmas a few years ago. I never use it, but I tried it out earlier and I think I can get it to work. Oh yeah. Right. This first, then blowtorch. Right, so my s'mores, I hope they don't fall over, are done. Now for the final touch, which they say just before serving to blowtorch it, so now we can finally use the blowtorch. I even have an audience, and I'm not sure if you're just here to watch it for fun or if you're just checking I won't burn the house down. But okay, so we're gonna use this one. So what do you think I should have it on this, not hold it? I shouldn't hold it in my hand, should I? No. I don't know what the best way of doing it. Okay, we're gonna try one and then see. I think I'll just like do it from the side. What do you think?
Yeah. So I didn't know it.
Okay, I'll just see. Oh, wow, it's very quick actually. Did you see that?
Oh shit.
Yeah. I don't know if it, because I also don't want to burn it like Abdul. Remember his s'mores like melted. Oh my god, this is actually very scary. But fun! Do you want to do one?
Wow.
Okay. Okay, I'll turn it.
Ooh,
It's quite cool, isn't it?
okay.
Right, so now that you've done one too, should we try it? Do you want to try your one? Your toasty one. I don't actually know how on earth to eat this without it being in there.
I don't know.
Okay. There we go.
Yes.
Cheers. Are you meant to squeeze it more?
too.
Okay, but just, how did they eat? I think I'll squeeze it. I think I'm gonna squeeze it so that I can get my mouth in. Oh my god, what a mess. It's good though. And I thought the biscuit was maybe a bit salty, but with all that sweetness from the marshmallow and the chocolate, it works well. Good. Wow. You like it? I was like, we've eaten the whole thing. Oh, well done. I don't. I'm gonna leave the rest for later. Oh my god, it's so much. Okay. Happy?
Sorry, it's really hard to eat. The biscuit's really nice. It's quite digestible. It's quite malty.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's made with wholemeal flour and brown sugar,
Okay.
so that I think helps.
It's nice though.
Good. Well, another technical challenge done. Next week, do you remember what next week was? It some sort of custard week?
Yeah,
I think it was
so.
custard
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
Oh well, I'll see you then for next week with custard week. Now we need to go wash our hands. I use this bad. I use them not too bad. Mine are really bad. Ugh.
Bye.